Hey guys, welcome back. I know I've had countless requests for a video on this. Not a video I wanted to make since I've only had positive interactions with him, but the delay is more that I couldn't make a video if I don't know what is going on. Pretty pointless if I just say that Elon Musk is missing, that he disappeared, that he poofed. There's only so much to say there without knowing the story about what's going on, why it happened, etc. And I probably am still missing details on that, but regardless, that's what we're going to get into today. I'm going to cover the details as best I can, my opinion on what is happening based on what people reached out to me and told me about. Thanks very much to those who did, so we can have some context here and know what's going on. And for anyone affected, stick around and I will go through the process you need to take in order to hopefully get your cards back. So, for anyone that doesn't know, we have Elon Musk here, who Rip and Shipper, YouTube Rip and Shipper. He had a website, etc. That's all down at the moment. The email is down. The website is down. No posts and what seems like no streams for 2 months. So it's been a while, and we have a lack of updates, an overall lack of updates. If anyone's familiar with the rip and ship process, he's going to have possession of people's cards. But not only that, we have some cards that were submitted to PSA that are still at PSA. So, all right, let's get into the meat here. I've called, messaged, and unfortunately, he does not want to answer. Muck, if you change your mind and would like to get everything rolling and make everything right, at least to the best of your ability, please reach out and we can do so. I wanted to ask him if we had the chance to actually speak, what's going on, tell him that I need him to be honest with me and everyone else. If he is being honest and if he wants to make it right, I'm here to help, even if it is a mess, which it is. Even if it will be difficult to 100% square everyone up, I think it's still in the best interest. And this is the same thing with anyone that it has a lapse in judgment, whether it's people whatever you did that is not right, whether it was intentional or not. I think it's best in everyone's best interest if you work with me and we can resolve it in some way. Again, usually most people end up not wanting to do that, especially the people that intentionally are scamming people. But anyway, even them, if the people that are scamming people would like me to go easy on them and would like to work with me to make everyone right and just kind of own the mistake, own whatever it is, then again, they're welcome to do so. I usually offer. And it's not too often, I guess not ever, that I'm taken up on that offer. So with this, back to this scenario here, I'm hearing all sorts of conflicting info coming from Muck's end, and it's looking really bad. For anyone that doesn't know, he has had health issues. But even if you're sick, even if you can't rip and ship anymore, it's still your responsibility to make sure everyone gets their stuff. I think most people would be pretty and have been pretty understanding if there's a delay of some sort. But it's more than that at this point. And probably you would think that you'd at least have a plan in place to make sure everyone gets what they purchased. If you know that you're sick, if you know that there's some scenario where you're not going to be able to do it yourself, have someone that can do it for you and at least get everything kind of cleared up when you decide that you're not going to do it anymore, or when you can no longer do it anymore. So people, we had people that bought things from him when he was financially strapped, and apparently they say that it was largely for that reason. People who were trying to be helpful. We had several people that I talked to that wanted to make sure that you were all right after you disappeared. People that still consider you a friend, even though some would argue they probably shouldn't. We have people who are actively working on sending financial aid, crowdfunding of some sort to help you out, where if this was your main source of income, clearly that wasn't coming in at that point. And you had people that cared enough to actually put money together and try to get that to you. We have people that were kind enough to send you a replacement phone. Apparently at one point it was an excuse for not communicating. He said that he had dropped his phone in the toilet or something like that, which is also weird because he hung up on me a couple times on that exact replacement phone that was sent to him that I called when I was looking to discuss this with him. So we have several people offered to help, even to the extent of physically shipping out the cards for you, which I think is a pretty big red flag. Hopefully you still have the cards, all the cards that belong to others, and it's just the unpaid PSA submissions that are going to require retrieval. A little bit concerning that I've seen some signs, heard some people talk to me about money issues, which is apparently he lost a lawsuit over chargebacks recently. People tell me that he had mentioned over purchasing product, and that they had purchased some of that product for him for that reason, trying to help him out. And I can't 100% confirm, but it definitely seems like we have a drug abuse situation, which is unfortunate. But people have told me that he mentioned taking more than he was prescribed. So if you have the pain medication for your illness, and then if you're taking too much of that because it's not doing the trick, etc., or just some kind of addiction related to that prescribed medication, then that can definitely be a bad experience, a bad pathway, I guess. I don't know how to word that exactly, but you guys know what I'm saying. So the PSA submissions were confirmed to be not paid for. There are still cards at PSA. Whether or not some of those cards have been returned is another story, if he has some of those in his possession. But there are definitely some unreturned, unpaid submissions that he was middlemaning for his customers that are at PSA. So it makes you wonder, like, was that money spent elsewhere? These are submissions that people paid for in advance, and again, another instance of people should just grade their own cards. The more people that are holding on to your stuff, the more chance of something bad like this going on or happening. So, just another scenario. It's like when middlemen are shipping to other middlemen, the more points of failure, potential failure, the worse. So, ignore the fact that. We're going to ignore the fact that PSA is cleaning up a middleman mess with a lesser known middleman. I guess they're official dealer middlemen, so those ones are different. At this point in time, you guys know my stance. There just shouldn't be middleman. Just send the cards in yourself, learn how to do it. If you want to grade your cards or buy already graded cards, that's pretty much it. It's just it's too much. You're adding too much extra risk and headache for no reason. So with anything like this, rip and ships, etc., auctions, whatever it is, especially if it's on a platform that is not necessarily guaranteed by anyone other than the person that's doing it. Even when you have a platform that's supposed to be looking over it but doesn't really, shout out to Whatnot, you have to realize that most of these people have no business running a business. It's the truth. It's the hard truth. But that's kind of what this has turned into. If anyone that is doing this stuff, for the most part, there's a large chance that they have no background or expertise or have the wherewithal to actually properly run a business. So if they make enough poor decisions, not unlikely that they go belly up. And at this point, it's probably going to be a struggle for everyone to get their stuff, whether it's unpaid stuff at grading or things that haven't been shipped out yet, just from the actual rip and ship or auction or whatever the crap they're doing. It's not necessarily bad intentions from the start, or even bad intentions later on. You can easily sink something like this. You all of a sudden you buy too much of the wrong stuff. All of a sudden you can't get the right stuff. All of a sudden you start spending that money on other bills, etc. then it can go bad. It can go bad really quick, especially if it's full time. We've seen it multiple times now on the channel here. But just know that is a real risk that exists, regardless of who you're buying from. Just the risk is going to be a whole lot worse, I guess, but depending on whoever's running it, their business sense, and how much they're relying on that income solely. All right, so there has been some communication from his girlfriend, but that didn't really seem to be going anywhere. I can't say for sure, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was Muck sending the messages pretending to be her, at least part of the time. Every attempt at a resolution just doesn't get a reply, or is spun in some way to avoid that resolution. There's a lot of very pointless communication and actions being taken instead of things that will help clean up the mess that we have in front of us here. We have no statement from Muck, but had someone clean up negative comments in the Discord. His girlfriend was in there fighting with people, apparently. People are rightfully upset, I guess, at this point in time, because essentially, whether it was intentional or not, you have their stuff, and they want their stuff. It's kind of the end-all, be-all of what it is, and what it comes down to. If you're selling things, the customer needs their stuff. I know, it's simple, but maybe not. So everything, all the actions that they have taken so far, everything that I've seen, all the screenshots that I've seen, we're not even going to get into those, but everything indicates that they aren't interested in getting everything sent to the rightful owners, aren't interested in resolving any of this, regardless of whether or not it's possible to resolve all of it. I just really hope that all the cards that were not submitted to PSA they still exist, that they're still in their possession, and that eventually they can get to the rightful owners. So, all right, I guess that's pretty much the summary of what I can see that's going on. Again, it would be much easier if they were just upfront and honest about it, and we could set some sort of resolution in place. But yeah, as promised, what do you do if you were affected? If your cards were I guess not sent, or if they're at PSA at the moment, or you think they're at PSA at the moment. So PSA can't give information on a submitter's account, but I can recommend this is what you do so that PSA can actually look into the issue and account. First step is you're going to need to file a police report, even if you're international, and then once you've done that, you guys should email PSA product integrity at collectors.com with all of the details, including his name, Instagram name, what cards were supposed to be sent there so that they can look into it. But yeah, essentially once you have a police report, PSA can actually do something about it. Similar to eBay. Sometimes eBay, it's very helpful for them to resolve a case if you file a police report. If you have somebody scamming you, etc. So that's kind of what it's going to come down to. Unfortunately, if you need assistance with any of that, make sure to join my Discord and send me a DM on Discord. I'm going to try and get caught up on those. I was trying to do that on the weekend, but it definitely did not happen. We got a lot of messages backed up, but I'll keep an eye on those and send you the information that you need in order to, it's the email and the information that you need to provide to law enforcement to file those police reports. If there are any updates from Muck, mostly if he wants to make things right and if he's going to be helpful in the situation, I'll gladly make a follow-up video to this. But other than that, I think we're just going to leave it at that. And hopefully everyone just gets their stuff back. I think that's the best outcome here. Doesn't seem like that's going to be an easy process, but definitely would be nice. And hopefully everyone learns something from this, whether you're ripping shipping, whether you're buying from ripping shippers, if you're using a middleman for any of your grading things, just be careful, guys. Look out for each other out there, and see ya in the Discord. Love you guys. Bye.